Hello and welcome back to episode 8 of 428 Shibuya Scramble. I'm here with Yoshi.
What's up, guys?
We have returned from however long this hiatus is. Are you having a good holiday as of this recording, Yoshi?
Yes, I've eaten a lot of Chinese food, and people gave me money and a McDonald's gift card, so that's basically money, because that's what I spend most of my money on. Anyways, so it's been a pretty successful holiday, all told. What about you?
Uh, it's been pretty good. Mostly gave our dog all the presents. There were like 8 presents under the tree, and 6 of them were for her. Pretty
That's
nice.
great.
Yeah. Alright, so do you remember what happened last time?
Um, yes. Last time,
There were a lot of gruff voices.
there were gruff boys all around. Osawa
Oh yeah, I remember
is in the
now.
bathroom with his trusty attendant.
And we told him to
His
close his
page.
eyes. Yeah.
He said, "Open your mouth and close your eyes, and you will get a great surprise." And he was like, "I knew this would happen sooner or later. We've been spending so much time together." He was like, "Wait, first look at this picture I took on my phone. It's my phone." um, and then Kano and the cosplay detective were uh, trying to track down, or they were trying to force some action with the briefcase contingent, and not overall doing a very good job.
Yeah. They lost the dudes, didn't they?
That was, yeah, I
That was
mean, that
their
was a
ending.
bad end,
Yeah.
right?
Alright. Let's see what we got here. Bad end, keep out, keep out. We could continue Achi. I think there was like a bad end we could fix. Might have been Minorikawa's ending. But so far, Achi is the only one that's open. I guess,
Pardon me.
I think we can look at the hints. Can we? Will it show the hint? Yeah. So to fix this, we need the father-daughter duo to not show up. And then
So is that Minorikawa who gives them advice?
a certain someone needs to give those two some better advice, and a certain other someone needs to meet up with them outside his or her house. So we need 2 people to stop this. Yeah, I assume Minorikawa for the advice giving.
But he's stuck, right?
It'd be somewhere on this timeline.
Okay.
And then Minorikawa's ending. We just have to not take Chiaki home.
We took her home.
Yeah, in Kano's storyline, that suspicious girl that we talked to.
Oh, he like walks her home or whatever.
Yeah, we got
Right.
Sasayama to walk her home. So we could fix that, and then we can jump in, or we can jump to Achi first.
Pardon me. Let's fix that
Okay.
while we still remember. Because if we do Achi, then maybe we forget, and then we have to come back and we have to read this
Yeah.
again, and then people have to watch us read it again, and then they'll. What if they get mad and turn off the video?
Here we go. Questioning a suspicious young woman.
What, the girl?
Asked Kano.
Yeah, wanna go hit her up?
Let's get her. Sasayama could mean only one thing. Questioning her. Alright, so maybe
So we
the deal...
ignore her. We should ignore her, right?
Yeah. I think that should fix
Okay.
it.
She can't be involved with this, can she?
Sasayama flashed him a skeptical look.
Oh, that was Sasayama. Oh, don't let your preconceptions get the better of you. Could get you killed, or worse.
Preconceptions are fixed notions one has about something before the facts are known. It can be a hindrance to thinking freely. If you think about it too hard, you might fall victim to the preconception that preconceptions themselves are always bad.
Ooh, preconceptionception. I know that, but still, she doesn't come across as involved to me.
Kano knew better than to judge people based on appearance, but he was still convinced the girl wasn't part of this gang. She just struck him as far too, well...
Stupid.
inept.
Oh, inept.
Really. Same thing,
Alright, I'll go look into the girl.
Sasayama said.
You keep finding the attaché case.
Kano nodded and hurried after the man. Alright, I think it's fit? No. We can keep writing it out, huh? It just keeps going. Should we keep writing it out?
Yeah, let's keep writing it out.
Alright. The man's black garb made him stand out in the crowd at the intersection. It occurred to Kano that all of the criminals who'd handled the attaché case had been wearing the same black clothing. That fact made the whole situation even weirder. Could they really be ignorant that they were being followed while they were all wearing the same eye-catching outfit? It was more like they were going out of their way to make sure the investigators spotted them. That still didn't provide any clues as to what they were after, though. The longer Kano kept tailing these guys, the less it all made sense. Was it really such a good idea to keep this up? Someone's life was in danger. They were just letting the kidnappers carry out their plan, whatever it was. The very first page of the Dick Diary spelled things loud and clear on that front. Dictum number 1. Never lose sight of what you're supposed to protect. Ever. Oh. It's really going through all this flashback. Hold
What do
on.
you mean? We already saw
okay.
all this.
Yeah.
Oh, with
Okay,
the
now it's
gasoline
open.
and stuff?
Now it's open. It's opened up down to here. Yeah, it's the gasoline flashback.
Okay.
And we saw that last time, so I'm okay with skipping it. I imagine this will be the same too, right?
This shot looks familiar, but I don't know. Talking with Sasayama, that's not very descriptive.
The detectives had to hurry to catch up with the man they were tailing. He was still strolling along, seemingly in no particular hurry. They kept him in sight as he crossed another pedestrian overpass and circled back around.
Yeah, we've done this.
Yeah. Let me see if it opens up. No.
Maybe it changes though, because now they're talking about the. Oh wait, no. Shit.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
confused.
that's right. They're talking about the how things go with the girl. You were right. She's not part of this. Just one of those street evangelists or something. Sorry, this is supposed to be you.
This is my guy. Oh yeah. Yeah, she kept asking me, but are you really happy with your life? Read me out. I bailed out of there quick. Oh, you should have helped her finish her article, dude. She's got, like, mental anxiety problems.
Alright, so maybe that's... Yeah, okay. We cleared it. It's just
Why does
that...
it still say bad end?
Oh, because, it still leads to a bad end. We didn't fix the family. The father-daughter hanging out there. We just fixed Minorikawa's bad end. So we can go to Minorikawa or Achi. I wanted to go back to that character select screen, but this is fine.
Let, yeah, let's go to Minorikawa. He's a journalist, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Time passed. Eventually, the pace of his writing slowed down a bit, and Minorikawa glanced at his watch. It was later than he thought. Pretty soon, he was going to have to head over to get an interview from the diet drink people. He reached into his bag for the project proposal to double-check the demo location.
Huh? Proposal. It's gone. Crap. Where the heck did it go?
He checked all around the table, but he didn't see it anywhere. Maybe he'd left it at the other cafe, the non-smoking place? Well, he didn't have time to go back for it now. His phone rang.
What now?
Minorikawa snapped as he answered it. A tiny squeak came through the receiver. It was followed by the sound of sniffling sobs. This is me. This is the Mickey voice, right? Yeah, that's Mickey Mouse. I'm sorry. I just...
Jockey?
Was she done with her interviews, maybe? It's no use. People won't stop to talk no matter how hard I try. Her voice broke up into further sobs.
Look, I've got my own problems to deal with. You're just going to have to find some way to manage.
But I can't.
Sorry, I'm hanging up now.
And so he did. He had to hurry. Had to get to the demo venue. But he'd lost the map and forgotten the location.
Think, man.
He told himself. Where would they hold an event like this? Probably someplace big, right? And there ought to be a guide or someone out front, too. With these assumptions in mind, Minorikawa broke into a run, searching ahead as he went. He stopped when he caught sight of a particular multi-tenant office building. A whole stream of women were filing inside. All of them looked a little heavy, too. Pay dirt. This had to be the health food company's sales demo. He hurried into the building. The women were queued up down the hallway. This was definitely the place then. More confident by the moment. What?
They're not really... Most of them aren't overweight.
More confident by the moment, Minorikawa made his way up the stairs. Finally, he reached the front of the line. There was a notice posted outside the doorway ahead. Minorikawa read it out loud.
Auditions for the starring role in Some TV's Sumo Queen 2?
It's a suspense drama about a string of murders that crop up while a group of female sumo wrestlers tour the country. The Maegashira, Komusubi, Sekiwake, and Ozeki, the 5th through 2nd place wrestlers from both East and West, are all killed in sequence, leaving only the 2 top-ranked Yokozuna. With the real killer still unknown, things come to a heated climax in the ring during the final match when the loser tearfully confesses to her crimes. It concludes with the victorious wrestler, who had also been playing the part of a detective, sorrowfully looking the culprit in the eye and stating, "It's off to the big house with you." Would you watch this drama?
Yes.
It was a sequel series to a recent TV drama featuring full-figured actresses.
That's it.
Minorikawa exclaimed, a new project proposal springing fully formed into his mind. He felt as if he'd been struck by a bolt of divine inspiration.
Big bodies, bigger names. A new arena opens for aspiring plus-size actresses.
Never mind the diet drink demo, this was going to be Minorikawa's big story. Minorikawa managed to meet the deadline. The show, however, wound up being a massive flop. Sales of that issue of 4-Star General Gossip were likewise lackluster, with an unprecedented number of copies going unsold. Mr. Toyama's debts continued to spiral out of control, and before long, Heaven Publishing was no more.
What? What the? We did everything right.
Yeah, we wrote about Sumo Queen too. Why don't people like Sumo Queen too? Sumo show does massive belly flop.
Alright, let's get that hint.
Minoikawa wound up going to the wrong venue entirely. His main problem was that he didn't have good detailed directions to the Burning Hammer demo. Tama can do something at 12:15 that causes Chiri to head to that cafe, and Chiri can help Minoikawa get to where he needs to go. Okay. So, we can go to Achi, or we can fix this with Tama.
Let's stick to this thread for now.
Okay.
I mean, I love Achi. He's like my main man, but we gotta fix this.
It said 12:15.
Yeah.
This decision, huh?
Oh, so we need to split the party.
Yeah, let's split the party, and then write it out.
Split up.
We should split up. I'm Tama, right?
Wait, is that you?
Yeah, I'm Tama.
Who's Tom? Is the chubby girl?
No, Tama's the cat. Chiri is the chubby girl.
Oh, okay. Okay.
We should split up. I don't have a note for her. It's just my narrative.
I don't
voice,
remember
guess.
anything about her, but yeah, that's quite alright.
Chiri and I go our separate ways, searching for a trunk full of junk. Oh yeah, they're looking for Burning Hammer. I make my way to Center Guy. I'm so focused on searching all over as I walk that I lose track of where I'm going, and I wind up bumping right into a man who's hurrying along with his daughter. Who are the Toyamas. They came to Center Guy to eat lunch. Before that, they were at Heaven Publishing while wandering around distractedly looking for somewhere cheap and tasty. Mr. Toyama bumped right into Tama. I see. Alright, I know Toyama's you. I have,
Oh, is this Toyama?
or is it me? Maybe it's me. Oh, pardon me. I hop back to my feet and go to bow to the man in apology. Ow! He bows at the same time, and we manage to bonk our heads together. Sorry! As her dad drops to his knees, clutching his head, the girl begins to wander off.
Hey, huh? Oh, wait.
Oh, I was gonna say, I wrote whiny down next to his name, so...
Okay. Hey, huh? Wait!
The man lurches to his feet and rushes after the girl. She seems like an odd kid, only 10 or so, but strangely cold and distant for her age. Ooh, this looks different. Nursing my own sore head, I make it all the way to Shibuya Station, but there's no sign of the truck. I'll probably never find it just by wandering around randomly. It's already 12:35. The sales demo starts in 25 minutes. I have serious doubts I'll be able to find the truck by then. What should I do? And I think this is a keep out, right? Yeah. Okay. But Minoikawa's fixed? Yeah.
Okay.
Keep following Minoikawa?
Let's look at Minoikawa.
Okay. Ooh.
Yeah, because we need this one too, right? We're gonna give them better advice.
It was rare nowadays to see a father behave so imperiously toward his own daughter. Just how sheltered had he been trying to keep her? Minorikawa couldn't see her face from where he was sitting, but his interest was piqued.
So
should we make the same decision or change it?
I think we should change it, right?
Change it.
Yeah.
Move to another seat where you could take a look. Okay. Should he move to another seat where he could take a look? Gathering up his laptop, Minorikawa switched to a different table.
Do you have any notes on this guy?
I think he had a southern accent. I don't have it written down, but I'm pretty sure you gave him a southern, like, fatherly dad accent.
I don't care if I'm making a scene.
The older man was saying.
I'm not leaving until you cut ties with that boy. Do you understand?
I think you
Who's
voiced.
this?
I think it's Kano's girlfriend.
I know. I meant, like, which one of us is this? It's me?
I think it was you also.
Okay. I understand that you're never happy unless you get your way. You're acting like a spoiled child. Don't you talk back to me. You don't understand your own situation. You're letting your emotions cloud your judgment without putting any thought into your future. No, Dad, you're the one who doesn't understand.
The father-daughter argument was getting more and more heated. Dad was clearly furious. Minorikawa shifted closer, curious to see what might happen next. Then he saw the daughter's face and gasped out loud.
Oh. Hey, I know you. This is porn music. Wait. You're on TV, right?
The father scowled up at him.
You must be mistaken.
He said gruffly.
Oh, the one time I don't use a gruff voice. No, I'm sure of it.
Minorikawa said.
What show am I thinking of?
The young woman seemed disconcerted by his enthusiasm. Who was she? He called out to a waitress who was passing by.
Hey, miss. Do you know this gal? She's an actress, right? It's better than the tip of my tongue.
The waitress ignored him, but Minorikawa was undeterred.
I know this. Why is he getting so obsessive about this? Weren't you in one of those TV dramas or something?
Minorikawa is probably thinking of a series starring Masami Nagahama, possibly Operation Kolkol's The Last Frenchman Touched by a Tuna, or Sailor Moon Pies, all of which received high viewer ratings and are fondly remembered in the public consciousness.
Those sound like porn. Sailor Moon Pies?
Touched by
a tuna?
Operation Kolkoz?
Yeah, Kolkoz is probably a bad word, like in Russian or something.
Oops.
Right, we're leaving.
The father grumbled. He rose from his seat, radiating aggravation.
Huh?
The young woman said.
But
Not waiting to hear her objection, he grabbed her by the hand and stormed out of the cafe.
hey, hold on.
Minorikawa squawked. His plea fell on deaf ears. All he could do was watch them go, then shuffle back to his seat in disappointment.
Damn it, what was her name? I should have asked for her autograph. This doesn't fit his character at all.
Mumbling under his breath, Minorikawa went back to typing.
What's that?
A
What's that
strange
beeping thing again?
beeping sound broke Minorikawa out of his writing reverie. Upon looking up in confusion, he found his attention drawn to a young woman at another table.
This is the bitchy wife of what's his face, right? Osawa.
I'll let you assume that. No, it's
Because then she's not that young.
do the chicken voice when you read this.
Oh, okay. And then one of these, and one of these. Oh, and this, and this, and this, and this, and that too. I should have figured that out based, I guess, based on what she was saying.
She finished with a broad grin.
Oh,
Who was? Oh, I think was I the waitress or were you the waitress? I don't remember.
why don't you do the waitress?
Let me just repeat your order back to you. One Japanese-style beef patty, one spicy fish roast spaghetti, one chicken casserole, one French onion soup, one fruit parfait, one chocolate parfait, and one deluxe chocolate parfait. Will that be all? The waitress anxiously awaited confirmation. The waitress is Ryoko Kakinuma. She was hassled by a pair of hustlers on her way to work and showed up 5 minutes late for her shift. The manager told her that those 5 minutes were coming out of her pay, so she's a bit irritated right now. Oh, that was, way back when Achi... She's the girl that Achi saved. From those two
But
guys.
not Hitomi.
Before Hitomi. Before he saw Hitomi. While he was picking up trash, those guys with the... who saw his shirt and said mean clean, and they spit the gum out on the sidewalk.
They were on their motorcycles, and then he took out his death note and he wrote their names so that
Something
they
like...
died before they could kidnap her.
Something like that. Yeah. Around that time frame.
You forgot the large caramel shake.
The customer was a full-figured young woman ensconced at a nearby table.
Even she's not that fat. She's got kind of a fat face.
Oh.
Like they make her out to be this like person who eats like one of these people in My 600 Pound Life or whatever. But like she's like what, like 20 pounds overweight. Like, okay, sorry.
It's probably a Japanese thing.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Oh, my apologies. The waitress quickly jotted down the addition to the order.
That'll do it for now.
The young woman said. I think that's Minotikawa's thinking.
For now, yikes. She's actually planning on ordering more after that.
Marveling at this display of appetite, Minotikawa went back to typing.
Now what?
He heard the strange beeping sound again, subtly different than the first time. And this time, it was closer.
Seriously, what the heck is that?
Alright.
No, we don't want to go bother the Osama's bitchy wife, right?
Yeah.
Well, never mind. I need to focus on finishing this article.
Minotikawa immersed himself in his writing again. Before long, he stopped worrying about the curious sound. The plump young woman set about devouring all the food she'd ordered despite the strange looks she was getting. Now that was an appetite to be reckoned with. It took her under 3 minutes to polish off the lot.
What?
Then, not looking the least bit sated, she picked the menu right back up. Was she seriously going to order more? Minotikawa was starting to take an interest in this young lady.
Ooh, a little ship.
There might be a story here. He conjured up a series of headlines in his mind. Woman
inhales three.
Oh, go ahead.
Woman inhales 30,000 calories in 3 minutes.
30,000 calories is equivalent to 100 pieces of shortcake, 300 glasses of milk, or enough steak and rice to feed about 30 people. No, he needed something with more punch.
Food for thought. An expose on obesity.
No, that was no good. He wasn't writing a fashion mag here.
Gourmet day in Shibuya.
That was it! He'd be able to whip something up if he went with the foodie angle. Minotikawa got up from his seat.
That's pretty impressive,
He said to the hungry diner.
Do you always eat that much?
The young woman glared back at him.
What? But she's so nice. Not always,
she said. Suddenly, tension filled the air.
Oops, was that too blunt of me? I mean, she's a young lady after all. Maybe I should change up my approach. Who the heck are you, anyway?
The woman asked.
I'm a freelance writer. I was hoping I could do an interview with you real quick. You want to interview me?
The suspicion was plain on her face.
I do. I mean, girls all over the world worry about their diets, right? I hear that, yeah. So would you be willing to share your secret, or your technique or whatever, for how to eat without getting fat? What? Me? Sure. I mean, look at the figure you're maintaining despite eating all this food.
The young woman's expression brightened up.
Oh, you noticed? There's actually a lot that goes into all this. Yeah, I feel like they're gonna hook up. Yeah? The basic thing, though, is to eat 10 meals a day.
Minorikawa struggled to keep his jaw from dropping.
10 meals a day?
She flashed him a chubby-cheeked grin.
You don't know how diets work, do you?
She chuckled.
Eating only one or two meals a day, that's what'll make you fat. You gotta space your food out into smaller portions throughout the day. That's the fundamentals of dieting right there. Right, but what happened to the smaller portions part?
Minorikawa had to bite his tongue.
Ah, I see.
He said.
Any other pro-dieting tips you could share? Well, for the basic, I'd say always drink protein instead of tea, yeah? Drink protein all day? Seriously?
Once again, it took all of Minorikawa's willpower to keep his thoughts to himself.
Let's see, what else? Oh, there's this stuff called Burning Hammer, too, but...
She trailed off with a little wince.
Wait,
Minorikawa perked up.
did you say Burning Hammer? Oh, you know it? I've heard of it anyway.
Minorikawa replied. He decided he was better off keeping his plans to head to the sales demo a secret.
There's a sales demo later on, if you're interested.
The woman said as if she were reading his thoughts.
So, full disclosure, I am working for them right now.
She handed Minorikawa an advertising pamphlet. There is a more detailed map for the venue included. What a stroke of luck! Now he didn't need to rely on the crummy map in the project proposal anymore. He'd have no trouble finding the venue with the building's various floors all broken down for him.
Actually, I gotta get back to work. Oh, no. And actually, I gotta get back to work.
The woman said.
Sure, thank you so much for your time. I'm gonna hang back and finish up my copy here.
The woman left the cafe, and Minorikawa went back to his laptop. Mission complete. He'd gotten some new info on the Burning Hammer sales demo, but he'd also lost some more time. The surveillance camera piece still wasn't finished. It was going to be a near thing to get it. It was going to be a near thing to get it done before the sales demo started. Yet instead of returning to his writing, he got out his cell phone. What if Toyama had gotten another of his crazy ideas? If he'd tried to hang himself again? The thought had Minorikawa too worried to work on his copy. The phone rang several times before someone picked up.
Mr. Toyama, where are you right now?
Minorikawa asked.
Right now? I'm on the run, so near Shoto.
Shoto is an upscale residential district. Despite being smack dab in the middle of the city, it's a quiet neighborhood rife with greenery. The residence of the former governor of Tokyo is there, built on a massive 2,200 square meter plot of land. There's a shady hotel district a short walk to the south, making for quite the juxtaposition. Toyama was speaking in an oddly hushed tone.
Toto?
After you left the office, some guys came by to collect on my debt, so I'm gonna run for it.
Okay, so he wasn't dead, but the situation was still pretty bad,
Look, we'll get through this somehow.
Minorikawa said, hoping it was true. Ooh. What advice?
Um,
This is one of the keys to save Kano's bad end. Oop.
wait, what did they say? Was there a hint?
Oh, and for the Kano thing?
Yeah.
Hey. Right. Don't worry, I can find it. Bad ending list. Kano. It just says a certain someone needs to give those two better advice. And a certain other someone needs to meet up with them outside his or her house. That's the only clue.
Those two being the
Yeah,
GF
the Toyamas.
and the Toyamas. Wait, what?
Because wait, where's the button? Here it is. In this ending, they were going to try to capture the briefcase guys, but the Toyama guy and his daughter are being harassed by the Yakuza.
Okay, so we should send them back to the office. Because they're not going to run into anyone if they're just wandering around this quiet neighborhood.
Right, back to the office?
Yeah. You need to get back to the office, ASAP.
The office? But they'll find it for sure.
Toyama's voice was little more than a pathetic whimper.
It's a little bit of reverse psychology. See, the last place the debt collectors are going to think you went is back to the office, right?
Ah, I see.
Toyama said. He sounded impressed by the suggestion.
For now, we'll just stay hidden until I can get these articles finished.
Alright.
Toyama said weakly. He hung up. Minorikawa let out a deep sigh, then turned back to his laptop. Oh, now he's at a keep out. Okay. Alright.
Alright, so we're going to Achi.
Looks like Kano is opened up a little bit also. Yeah, so
Let's do Achi.
Achi?
Let's do Achi.
Okay. Somebody.
In the building. Is that what it said? Somebody in the building?
Oh no, it just said somebody. Here, I can show you.
Oh, okay.
Somebody. Just then, a bit of light shone into the alleyway from above. It looked like someone on the adjacent building's upper floor had turned on the lights.
Aha! Somebody is in the building.
I think this jumped to Tama, but it would jump to the cockroach. Yeah, because Hitomi died because of the cockroach.
Yeah.
We decided to run away. Alright. The light illuminated Hitomi's face. When Achi saw the look in her eyes, he reconsidered his decision. She was trying her hardest to hide it, but she was clearly terrified. No way was he letting her go back out there alone. Still, if he tried to insist, she would only refuse him again.
Tommy? Humor me for a second here, babe. Tell me, what's the proper way to dispose of a plastic bottle? We've done this.
Yeah, can I skip forward? Okay, I can. Here we go. Ooh. Who says okay then? Okay then.
Okay.
If you're really that sure about it, I guess I could use your help a little while longer. Hitomi flashed him a little smile.
Man, she's so cute.
Achi thought. Yeah, and that's where the cockroach landed on her. Sneaking out from the alley, Achi and Hitomi began to make their way along the side streets back toward Dogonzaka. It was a pretty big detour compared to taking the main thoroughfares, but that would be worth it if it meant they avoided the man with the cane. Achi looked over at Hitomi as she walked alongside him. Her face was solemn. He could feel the intensity of her worry for her sister.
Oh, wait. This is
Who's
Achi?
this? I think this is some random
No,
person.
this is some other... Okay.
Do you want to be it, or should I be the guy?
I'll do it.
Okay.
Oh, well. Look who's got himself a little cutie.
The sudden call startled him. He spun around.
Yo, mean clean. Over here.
Achi spotted a young man up ahead, sneering at him. Sorry. At his side were two others. Achi recognized the lot.
So, Wes.
Hitomi let out a nervous squeak. Achi?
Don't worry about them.
He led her onward, attempting to stride right past the trio.
Whoa, hey now. You just gonna ignore me? That's pretty damn rude, especially coming from someone who used to be an old buddy.
The three toughs moved to bar Achi's path.
Oh, she is hella fine. Come on, ain't you gonna introduce us?
Hella fine means extremely attractive. The etymology of hella is somewhat unclear, but its meaning is undisputed. Very, a lot of, totally, and the like. Potential synonyms for hella fine include mighty fine, fine as hell, and bangin'. Which one of those synonyms do you prefer, do you use on a daily basis?
I would say mighty fine. Hardly a day goes by that I don't describe someone or something as mighty fine.
Ugh, sorry. I had to plug in the laptop while you're talking.
Oh, it's okay. We'll edit that out in post.
No, I'm not gonna edit it out. That's... Let's continue.
Sorry, man. I'm
Achi
in
said.
I'm in a bit of a hurry here.
He gave them a tepid smile.
A big hurry, huh? Where to? Some love hotel in Maria Macho?
I guess I'll be the another that chimed
Okay,
in.
sure, yeah.
Too rich. Another chimed in. She a screamer, Achi? Achi! Take a stereotypical way to poke fun at a would-be an amorous couple. Now take Achi's name. There you go. They burst out howling like a gang of monkeys. One of them cackled like a grinning idiot.
Achi.
Achi. Achi felt his anger boil. Ooh.
These guys were in sore need of major ass kicking.
You gonna do it?
Let's go. We're gonna do it.
These guys were in sore need of a major ass kicking. Achi stepped up to the ringleader. The tough dropped to the ground with a dull thud.
Oh, sorry. That was terribly rude of me.
Achi kept his tone light and jovial, but he eyed the others like a hawk eyeing its prey. Is he going to be alright? Hitomi murmured. She looked at the man Achi had laid out with some concern.
Oh, he'll be fine. If that's all it took to knock him out, he's got no right to act all badass.
This is a new guy. Who do you want it to be? You decide.
I can be this guy.
Okay.
Archie, huh? I don't believe I've had the pleasure.
A taller man with an angry gleam in his eyes had appeared atop the steps nearby. He must have turned up during the commotion. He radiated a distinct aura of menace.
That's me.
Achi replied.
And just who are you?
It's the me, Achi. For once it was someone he didn't recognize.
Name's Yoji Kiryu. Cause I'm gonna kill you.
Known as the killer whale of Bukuro, he answered any and all resistance with his fists. He got kicked out of his own gang.
I joined up with SOS after you left. Now I'm Susumu's number two guy.
The newcomer stared at Achi's face, sizing him up.
I'm a legendary founder. I've heard so much about you.
Founder.
It had been a long time since anyone had called him that. There had been a bunch of arguing over who would take charge of the new group that was forming to set things straight in Shibuya. At some point, folks had started hailing him as the force behind SOS. But founder? That was just something his buddies called him. He had never paid it much heed. Shibuya was a place for fun, not hierarchies. At least, in Achi's mind, that was how it ought to be.
Like how you busted up some mean old drug dealers, rescued your pals from Yakuza bondage. Ooh, bondage.
Here, bondage is used strictly in the sense of captivity. Any other types of Yakuza bondage will not be featured in this game. Sorry if the tip link here got your hopes up. Sorry.
It did. You're a real hero.
Kiryu's tongue flicked from his mouth like a snake's. Hitomi shuddered. Achi couldn't blame her for being creeped out.
That's all in the past now, isn't it?
Kiryu continued.
You went modestly on your way. It's up to us now, and we've helped SOS grow by leaps and bounds to help carry on your legacy, no matter who stands in our way.
That thought didn't sit right with Achi. If aggressive expansion was the name of the game was losing touch with its roots. It wasn't about keeping Shibuya safe and fun anymore.
Make SOS bigger, huh?
He said.
I'm guessing that was Susumu's call as well?
Kiryu didn't answer his question. His mouth merely twisted into a knowing sneer.
In any event, I think the boys here need a little lesson in manners. The guillotine ought to do the trick.
A capital punishment device invented in 18th century France. The condemned is executed by decapitation by means of a heavy blade that descends from above, named for physician Joseph Ignace Guillotine, who advocated its use to the National Assembly. Both King Louis XVI and Marie Antoinette were executed by guillotine. The other gang members started an alarm.
Whoa, hey, just calm down, man.
Please, anything but the guillotine. Kiryu pointedly ignored their pleas.
Oh, hey, what's the guillotine?
Achi asked. Kiryu smirked.
The guillotine is the guillotine. With me, worms.
Without a glance back, Kiryu strolled away. His two underlings followed him unhappily. Achi wondered what lay in store for them, but right now he had more important things to worry about.
Come on, let's go.
He took Hitomi by the hand, and they were back on their way. Oh, Hitomi perked up. That's me. She reached into her pocket and took out her cell phone. Huh? She stared at the screen with consternation.
Wait, so is that the same? That's the same girl that the gruff virologist likes, right?
Who? The...
Osama, the scientist.
What girl are you talking about?
It wasn't he like, oh, I used to be really serious, but now I got into J-Rock, so like I'm like,
Oh, for the song, you mean?
yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, because this is his daughter.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
One of the two.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, he likes it because his daughter listens to it. I get it now. What is it?
Achi asked. It's an email. From Mr. Tanaka.
Who's Mr. Tanaka?
He works with my father. I'm not sure what I should do. Achi remembered that the criminal had warned her against contacting her family or the police. She seemed reluctant to even open this message.
Sure, it's fine to just read an email.
He said.
And besides, he's not the police, and he's not your family.
Yeah, you're right. Hitomi scanned the message anxiously. It sounds like he's worried about me, she said.
And does he know about the kidnapping?
Yes, I know my father trusts him, and he's always been so... Hitomi cut herself short. Still, it was clear to Achi that she and this Tanaka person had some sort of close relationship. I wonder if it's safe for me to let him know what the situation is.
I think it should be.
Achi told her.
I mean, the kidnappers aren't going to know you sent an email, right?
Hitomi began typing out a response. Achi watched over her, wild speculations running through his mind. There was no way a mild-mannered young lady like her could be dating one of her father's co-workers, was there? Ooh, we got a jump. Okay, so we could continue Asawa's storyline from here. But we're gonna write it out, right?
Yeah, let's stick with Achi. And Hitomi.
Unless she was all about finding herself a sugar daddy? No, he was being ridiculous. Achi banished the thought from his mind. Besides, Hitomi's personal life wasn't the problem right now. The problem was that psycho with the cane and the gun. Is something wrong? Hitomi asked. She'd finished sending her email.
Oh no, nothing at all.
Achi did his best to look nonchalant. It was a good thing she couldn't read his mind. They exited Sentrigai and resumed their approach toward Dogenzaka by way of Maruyamacho. Maruyamacho. There are many hotels in Maruyamacho. These are not ordinary establishments, but rather the sort of hotel where two people who are so inclined might redact it. A couple heading to this kind of place in the early afternoon would, without a doubt, be assumed to be bent on redacted. You might be wondering whether an option for these two to get up to mischief will appear as a selection prompt. Well, don't get your hopes up. This isn't that kind of game. Sorry, Yoshi, this is not that kind of game.
Hey, I was hoping it would be that kind of game.
Another long detour to decrease their odds of running into the gunman. They made an unlikely pair, Scruffy Achi, limbs lackadaisically swinging to hide his embarrassment, and brisk, purposeful Hitomi. Achi found himself watching her out of the corner of his eye. He could still feel her anxiety. He wished there was some way he could ease her fears.
Hey, Hitomi, mind if I ask you something?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, so I realize this might be kind of a weird question, but
He put on a serious face.
what does the eco and eco-friendly mean?
Huh?
I know it's about helping the earth and all, but I don't know what it really means, you know?
Hitomi thought for a moment. I'm pretty sure it's short for the English word ecology, which is the science of examining the relationship between man and nature. Seems right.
Yeah, seems pretty good. Oh, right, science.
Pleased with himself, Achi chattered on excitedly. A faint smile crept back onto Hitomi's face.
Say, you ever hear about the clean river here in Shibuya?
A clean river? In Shibuya? Really? Ask 100 youngsters outside of Shibuya Station the same question, and you'd probably get that same answer 100 times.
Yeah, the Shibuya River. You know, that drainage channel we saw earlier.
Wait, that's the clean river you're talking about? By no reasonable definition was the Shibuya River what anyone would call clean.
That's the one.
Achi grinned at her confusion.
See, the river used to be clean a long time ago. I read about it in this old book called Science Strikes Back.
Science Strikes Back, a popular monthly magazine abbreviated SSB.
Super Smash Brothers?
It's been running for 29 years, but the Strike Back appendix is still immensely popular with children. The woman who handles the home deliveries is known as the Super Smash Brothers lady, and children wait excitedly on the 25th of each month for her to make her rounds. I wonder if that Super Smash Brothers lady is going to pop up somewhere.
Find out.
I used to have that book, Hitomi chirped, her eyes wide with excitement. You're talking about that bit with the river that got turned into a song, right? Famous 1912 song, Haru no Ogawa, with lyrics by Tatsuyuki Takano and music by Teiichi Okano. Inspired by the Shibuya River, modern day there's a stone monument bearing the song's lyrics. I see.
Yeah, that's the one. You read it too?
I did. Achi felt a giddy rush at this unexpected connection they shared.
Imagine if there was still a clean, beautiful river here in Shibuya. It'd be the perfect place for a romantic stroll.
Hitomi looked up at Achi. She seemed to share his joy in this idea.
Wouldn't it be amazing
Achi said,
if that dirty little channel could be clean like it used to be?
It would.
Maybe as amazing as the look on Hitomi's face right now.
Achi thought.
She does look pretty cute in that picture. Not gonna lie to you. Hitomi, tell me some more ecology stuff. Hit me with whatever you got.
She seemed happy to oblige, and so as they walked along, Hitomi explained the bits of knowledge she'd picked up over the years. Achi was quiet, hanging on her every word. The return to Dogenzaka became an impromptu environmentalism lecture. Hitomi continued until she'd exhausted her ready knowledge.
I just don't get it.
Achi grumbled when she paused at last.
I mean, why is it a bad thing if the planet gets warmer? Wouldn't that make winter in places like Hokkaido way easier?
No, you see, because if the whole planet gets warmer, it'll cause the whole ecosystem to collapse. Achi racked his brain.
And the ecosystem is what again? Is that like a solar system?
Images of the cosmos filled his imagination. No, not really, Hitomi said.
So is it more like a sound system then?
Not really.
Oh, but anyway, you're saying the problem is with the, what was it again? Carbon,
Dioxide.
yeah, that stuff. I'm gonna have to cut down on that.
Sure.
That settles it.
Achi declared proudly.
No more soda for me.
Soda? Hitomi asked.
Yeah, it's carbonated, right?
Hitomi burst out laughing.
What? I'm serious. You don't think I can do it?
I'm sorry, Hitomi said, catching her breath. It's just... Oh. Her face froze, her mirth abruptly vanishing. Is that you or me?
I think that's you.
Oh no.
Huh?
Achi stared at her face in alarm.
What is it?
Oh. He turned his attention in the direction Hitomi was looking. The man with the cane was bearing down on them.
Come on, you've got to be kidding me.
He grabbed Hitomi's hand and ran. This time, he headed for the main road, hoping to get lost in the crowd. Hitomi struggled to keep up. She was exhausted after all their earlier running.
You can do it.
He told her.
The guy's got a cane. Oh, we can outrun him.
The assassin was still hurrying after them.
Once we get around the next corner, we'll be out on the main road.
Yeah. Okay. She strained to get the words out. Bit by bit, her feet were slowing down. It was another 50 meters or so to the main road. Achi realized that they might get caught before they got there.
Sorry, Hitomi,
He exclaimed.
but I gotta do this.
He scooped her up in his arms. Eep! By the time the squeak had escaped her mouth, Achi was already running full out. Achi? Please put me down?
Don't worry, you're super light.
Achi glanced back and saw the assassin, now far behind, break off his pursuit. But just as they rounded the corner, he heard the man call out to him. Achi almost stopped on reflex.
Hold on, did he just shout my name? How the heck does he know my name?
Quaking with unease, Achi slipped into the crowd. Achi? Could you please set me down now? A meek voice pulled him from his panic.
Oh,
He looked down at the girl in his arms. People in the crowd all around them were watching and chuckling. I mean, I'm really happy you saved me and all, but being carried around like this is, Hitomi was blushing beet red, but Achi's expression had gone pale. Ooh. Do you want to be the voice of... I guess it's already gone. The moment has passed. Had he really heard that right? That's what it had sounded like. He set Hitomi back on her feet, then used his shirt sleeve to wipe the sweat from his face. You okay? Hitomi asked.
we were running. When we were running just now, did that guy say anything?
Not that I heard, no. Huh. Had he just imagined it then? Maybe. Achi was sure he didn't recognize the man. There's something weird about that guy, though, Hitomi murmured. She furrowed her brow. This is still her, right? No matter where
I
we
think
run,
so, yeah.
he keeps catching up to us. It's almost like he knows where we're going. She was right. Finding a particular pair of people in a place as big as Shibuya bordered on the impossible. And yet, somehow, the assassin had tracked them down several times now.
Yeah.
Achi said.
It's like he's got some way of locating us or something.
He got a sudden idea.
That's it. What if they're doing the whole tracking thing, but like backwards?
What? Hitomi's eyes widened.
Okay, so you know how in police shows they always stick a tracking device in the bag with the ransom money? Like that, but backwards.
Okay, so backwards isn't the right way to describe this, but Achi doesn't realize that. He does seem to know what a tracking device is, at least. A radio transmitter that can be located by the signal it emits. The Japanese police sometimes refer to this as a beeper, not to be confused with the English slang term beeper, meaning a pager. Backwards?
Yeah, like instead of putting the tracker on the money, they put it on you.
Hitomi frowned. I don't see how I could possibly have a tracker on me, she said. I mean, I'm just wearing my clothes from home.
You're gonna have to take them off, Toots. Oh, huh. Well then how is he doing it then?
Barely a moment passed from the moment he got the words out of his mouth. Once again, the man with the cane stepped out on the road ahead of them. It really did seem as if he'd known exactly where they were going to be.
How the hell is this happening?
Achi groaned. He reached for Hitomi's waist, ready to pick her up again. It's okay, I can run by myself. Achi took her by the hand instead, and they raced into another alley. They're having quite a day.
This guy will not give up.
At the far end of the alley, he could see a forklift parked with a pile of cardboard boxes. Achi decided to... Ooh, what would you like to do? Throw the
Scoop that
boxes?
assassin up, baby.
Forklift him?
Forklift. We need to fight fire with fire.
Alright.
Boxes are not going to be sufficient. This ends now.
Achi leapt into the forklift and hit the ignition. The engine roared to life. He lowered the forks and stepped on the accelerator, picking up the pallet of cardboard boxes as he charged toward the man with the cane. The tower of boxes struck the man with a thud. Achi kept accelerating, driving him back a good 10 meters or so. The gunman let out a low grunt at the impact. Achi then hit the brake, shifted back in reverse, and hit the gas again, backing up as fast as he could. The boxes crashed down in a heap, burying the assassin underneath. Several small bottles slipped from the broken cardboard and shattered on the pavement. Janitor. I'll be the janitor.
Hey, what the hell are you doing?
A middle-aged man in a sanitation uniform had come running at the sound of the forklift.
Iron Man, gotta run.
Achi exclaimed as he jumped from the vehicle.
And don't forget to recycle that glass.
The gunman's hand just like peeking out of those boxes. He took Hitomi's hand and sprinted away down the alleyway. The sanitation worker glowered after him, then turned and gazed despondently at the jumbled pile of boxes and broken glass. Their ragged breathing echoed through the maze of side streets. All that work just to wind up fleeing for their lives again. Achi ground his teeth in frustration. Ground his teeth. There are two main types of teeth grinding: the subconscious act of gritting one's teeth together while asleep, gritting one's teeth together as a response to anger or frustration. Here we have an example of two. I guess I didn't read the numbers, my bad. At roughly this same time, Minoru Minorikawa is grinding his teeth while trying to keep his schedule. Oh, we could jump to him if we wanted to. Is he at a keep out?
I don't remember. Let's stick with Achi,
Yeah, I
though.
just want to see. Yeah, he is at a keep out. Okay, so we got that point here.
Hitomi,
He groaned when they slowed down to catch their breath at last.
I'm so sorry.
Hitomi was nonplussed. Sorry? Whatever for?
I keep saying how I'm gonna help you, but instead I just keep putting you in danger.
Achi, no. If you hadn't been with me, I'm sure I'd already be
No,
Achi hurried to cut her off before she could finish.
don't go there, please.
He sighed, then spoke again more quietly.
I just want to help you.
Clenching a fist, he looked up at the sky. A tiny sliver of blue was visible through the narrow gap between the buildings. Hitomi hung her head. Honestly, I can hardly believe how much you've done for me. I do appreciate it, but still, the lengths you've gone to. Achi looked at his feet, then drew himself up.
Well, I admit it's not just because of some gut instinct or your love for the environment.
He said.
There's another reason I'm doing this.
There is? Achi paused, searching for the right words.
I've got a little sister. Her name's Suzune. She's cute and smart. Kind of the exact opposite of me, you know?
His voice took on an uncharacteristic solemnity.
But she's got a weak heart, so she's in the hospital.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. But what does that have to do with wanting to help me?
Well, I met this killer penguin. She said if I put on a penguin hat, then she's gonna turn into a supernatural being and save my daughter. So I made a deal with her. Back when Suzune was first admitted, I'd go and visit her every day.
Suzune wasn't the name of that girl's name in that anime you referenced, was it?
I'm sure it wasn't.
Okay.
That's just a little Easter egg, just for
Yeah.
the more erudite listeners, viewers. But she.
'Cause I think you've seen it more recently than I have, so I wasn't sure.
No, I was just thinking of like the sickly little sister, and like he had to like make a deal with the devil to save her. And all right, I'm sorry, guys. You probably haven't seen that. It's-
Who's? Should I be the sickly little sister?
Oh, this is the sister. Yeah, you could be the sickly little sister.
All right. What voice should I give her?
Sickly voice.
Achi, you don't need to come visit me every day, you know.
The quiet hospital room made Suzune's voice sound all the more frail.
What are you talking about?
Achi said.
You know I'm worried about you.
I'll be fine on my own. Really.
Achi had heard that line before. The more she insisted she was fine, though, the more reluctant he was to leave her.
Besides, aren't you the amazing guy who helps hold Shibuya together? They need you out there.
Achi didn't know how to respond to that. Much as it was flattering to think he played some important role, he was really just hanging out and goofing off with his pals. It certainly wasn't anything for his sister to be proud of.
I'd rather you spent your energy helping people who need it more than me.
What do you mean, people who need the help more? Who could possibly need help more right now than you?
Achi scratched his head in confusion, and his sister gave him a weak, tiny smile.
You'll figure it out.
She said.
I'm sure they'll find you soon enough.
I'm gonna be here with you.
I'll be fine.
Suzune's face was pale, but her tone was firm.
My big brother's gonna be out there, doing his best to help people. That's what makes me happy. That's what keeps me going.
Her voice was clear and unwavering. Oops. As if to head off his rebuttal.
All right.
Hachi said with a reluctant sigh.
So then I guess, like, I'll just go out there and help people who are in trouble?
Satisfied, Suzune smiled.
Thank you. And can you promise me one more thing?
Of course. Anything you like.
He thumped himself on the chest. Like a gorilla?
If you're going to help someone, make sure you see it all the way through to the end. Okay?
Okay.
No calling it quits part way though, yeah?
You got it.
I just worry.
Suzune said.
I know you have a tendency to lose interest in things.
Look, don't sweat it. I swear I won't give up on this.
Hachi stuck out his pinky finger.
But I want you to promise me something in return. Promise me you won't let this thing beat you.
Suzune hooked her little finger around her brother's, her sad smile frail as glass.
And so there you have it.
Hachi said.
Kind of a rubbish story, I know. Not very funny.
So your sister's heart condition, it's pretty bad?
Hachi nodded.
You know, she called me amazing. There's nothing amazing about me. Suzune, she's the amazing one. She's been in the hospital so long in so much pain, but she never complains. All I do is hang out and goof off with my friends.
He gave a shrug.
But I just kept thinking about how happy she'd be if I really did help people.
It had turned out that finding people in need hadn't been all that simple. The only helpful thing Hachi had been able to think of was going around picking up trash.
And that's why Suzune's idiot brother left SOS to be the Shibuya's garbage man.
Did your friends know? Hitomi asked. About your sister?
I didn't tell him. I didn't want to pin this all on her being sick.
Ah, I see. At least now Hitomi understood what the fight with the local toughs had been about. The sound of approaching footsteps jerked them back into the present. This guy again. The man with the cane appeared at the end of the alley. He raised his gun. There was no time to flee. Hachi quickly stepped in front of Hitomi.
If you shoot us here, people are gonna come running.
He said.
I'm guessing you don't want to get pegged for murder?
The assassin didn't flinch.
This is his first time talking, right?
Yeah, he did say Hachi wait earlier, but it happened so fast. You want to take him?
Sure. Stay out of my way, Hachi.
Ooh, that's a good voice.
Thank you.
This time, there was no doubt. The gunman had spoken Hachi's name loud and clear.
How do you know who I am?
The man stared at him through the sights of his gun.
She has to die, Hachi. It's for your own good.
What does he mean? Hitomi whispered. Hachi, what is he talking about? Hachi's mind was a whirl. Things were coming at him too fast for him to process.
I don't know this guy. Hitomi, please, you have to believe me.
But... Hitomi took a doubtful step away from Hachi. The assassin didn't miss his opening. He quickly aimed at her.
What the crap, man? What do you mean killing her is for my own good? Once she's dead, you'll understand.
The gunman's finger tightened on the trigger. Alright, we made it to the end of Achi's. On a cliffhanger.
Yeah. Spicy. It's probably a good point to stop, I think.
Yeah. So let's skim. So Kano has opened up. Norikawa's on a keep out, but we know his jump point. I think we have Osawa's jump point also. I don't think we have a Tama jump point. Right? Oh, yeah, it says jump right here. Cool. Is there an Osawa jump here? Yeah. Okay. So we have things to do for next time. Do you have any, I don't know, theories, thoughts, impressions?
I think that the guys, like the assassin, is mad at Osawa for leaking the for his involvement in the Uwu virus, and so
Yeah.
he's going after his kids.
Both of them. Well, I guess one of them's
Both
already
of them.
kidnapped.
Yeah. You know, I learned today, if your child is kidnapped, you can still claim them as a dependent on your taxes, as long as they lived with you for more than half of the year, more than half of the part of the year for which they weren't kidnapped.
Oh. You know, that might come in, in handy someday.
I mean, I hope not, but yeah.
That's interesting.
So that means that Osawa and his bitchy wife can still get a sweet tax deduction. Although this is the United States I'm talking about, so I don't
that's
know.
true. But, like, if both of them get kidnapped, then, you know, is that double the deduction?
Yes, it's the same deduction. It's not an extra deduction. It's just the same one you would get
Yeah.
if they lived with you. But you don't have to feed them while they're kidnapped, so you know.
So you could like theoretically arrange your kid to be kidnapped for, like, you ship them off to boarding school or something.
Yeah. And like they could be kidnapped for like 359 days, as long as like they're with you for like 4 of the 6 days of the year, or 7 of a sleep year, for which they were not kidnapped. You still will qualify for the deduction, as I understand it.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
Yep. God truly is all around us.
Well, that's today's episode. Any final thoughts, or any sign offs, or whatever?
I don't have a sign off. Maybe I'll prepare one for next week. I think this is a good installment, though.
Yeah.
I like this gunman guy. I like where things are going. With the I ship Minorikawa and the chicken girl. That's good. So yeah, I like where this is going.
Nice. I think I have a sign off. I think. If your kids are ever kidnapped, arrange like a schedule with the kidnapper if they contact you. Like to give them back for like a week each year. I don't know. I feel like I
Yeah,
could have done
that's
better.
fine.
That's not that good of a sign off.
Well, we'll fix it in post.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's it. See you guys in the next episode.
See you, folks.